Good evening and welcome. Ooh, that made a squeak.
Welcome to
the Racing Addicts podcast. We are quickly becoming your favorite midweek podcast.
I know we're starting a trend here.
So the good news is you should have listened to all the other podcasts by now, so you can listen to us today. Enjoy your drive in this morning on a Wednesday morning.
And now you're going to hear what really happened.
Aha. So big news of the day. Kinda.
I mean, we're supporting the big news of the day, honestly.
Yeah. Dale Earnhardt is racing in the Bud Light 8 again. That is exciting.
I know. Finally got that trademark back from Teresa Earnhardt. And got the 8, got all the things. All the things are happening.
I mean, they're all happening.
Looks good.
Boom, boom.
It looks so good. That car looks so good.
It's pretty sexy.
It's pretty sexy. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
If Mitch was here, he would say, the numbers!
The numbers are in the right spots.
The numbers are in the right spots. So welcome to the A to B Media Studios. We are the home of The Bias. And kicking off, so we were down at Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Or Vegas.
For Vegas.
How would you rate the race, Alex? Let's talk about Brian Blaney. How'd he do?
So we have a guest now that hopefully we'll be able to hear. Oh, I see. He's got the shirt.
Oh, man.
Yes, hold on. I got to hit the button. There's the button.
Wow, that was quick. What'd you do? Buy that off some guy on the...
No.
Wait,
come on.
Hold on. We do not have audio from Jake.
I hear him.
Can you hear him? Why could... Oh, hold on. I'm an idiot.
Well, tell me something I don't know. Say hi, Jake.
What's up?
I can hear you now. Look at that.
What's going on?
It's a technological miracle.
I know. It's like we threw this together in 5 seconds or something. It's almost like that. It is almost a thing. I like the shirt.
Man.
We are
Something with the news today, you know?
This is as close as we got to celebrating, you know.
That's close. Same family.
Yeah, exactly. Because Budweiser's disgusting. So
Hey, I'll tell you a funny story. I remember maybe my second Daytona 500. I had just turned 21, and they had this free Budweiser trailer. You could go and try, Budweiser or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. I'm not a fan.
It is not the king of beers. It is not the king of beers. Not even a little bit. So
that's all right. I wear the colors,
Is that a guitar wall?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, a drum set.
Wait, you play guitar?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you musically inclined?
I wouldn't say that.
That means you are. Aha.
It requires way too much work to be a little bit decent. It's the best I will give it. It's a little bit decent.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm very good at not a lot, but I'm decent at most.
Hey, we had a band and we were aggressively subpar.
Hey, that's all right. Do y'all play?
Yeah, I'm a drummer, and then David just does everything else.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I play it all.
Yeah.
Even your mama.
Oh, wow. There it is. Just diving right in.
That was back in the cover band days, though.
Oh, my gosh.
This is starting to feel like that first collab we did all over again.
Oh, it gets dangerous really quick.
Basically every episode. So I apologize to our editor-in-chief, Alex.
I know, we were really tame last week. That was
I'm going to make it through.
Yeah.
Did I say any swear words yet?
No, I have 0 edits written down so far. This is fantastic.
Hey, you did good last week. Would you only have 2? That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, they were worth it, though.
And they were worth it because it was all about Carson Hocevar. I think they were literally all about Carson Hocevar.
And listen, and listen here. If Christopher Bell can swear on his live television radio transmission, then I can swear because he's only swore like 5 times in his entire life.
That is true. Hey, Ryan Blaney said the F word on the NBC broadcast the week before, so I think it's all fair game.
Well, I tell you what, what? I might not be part of the Bible Belt, but on the inside I am. And it hurt me a little bit during the Netflix series last year, being in the Blaney household when all they say is the F word every other word. I'm not going to lie. That was a little bit like...
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah. Especially because I do not use that word at all. So it is. Yeah. I was giving you an easy out right there.
Thank you. Alex does not use that word that much.
That's fair.
He says frick.
Frick. Oh, frick. Oh,
he does say, because he's 12. But we are...
frick, I just made the championship 4.
We were just getting ready to rate our thoughts on the race at Las Vegas. So, would you like to chime in?
We can have our guests go first. How would you rate the race?
So I rated before when we did ours, excluding the playoff implications. It was a pretty solid race. A lot of variable strategy. We just saw some different stuff. Tire fall off was good. So, I mean, I gave it like a 7 or an 8. It's pretty decent. I think I gave it a 7.5, but yeah, 7, 8.
See, I agree with you, and I would give it as much as a 8.5, which is the highest rating I've ever given a race
in the Cup Series.
In the Cup Series. Yeah. Yes.
Right on.
That is high. I thought it was good. I was leaning more like a 6.5. I wasn't
no, it was
like
way
I
better
thought
than that.
I don't know. It was good. I did like seeing Reddick flip. That was cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
If we're going to put dorsal fins on all the cars, so we can at least put turf on the infield.
You know, someone, I don't know who it was that made the joke. I've listened to all the podcasts this week. That is literally the only grass in all of Las Vegas is the front stretch infield at the racetrack. Like,
that's
really,
true.
And that's the one place that shouldn't have grass.
I mean, turf would make sense financially.
I know. Like, literally everything around the speedway is dirt and sand. I'm like, how did they end up with this here? So it's a valid point.
He had to make that pass 3 laps into the race and take Brad out. Piece of junk.
I don't know. I mean, are we all in agreement that was the 19, or are we assigning blame to anyone else on that?
I'm officially blaming Tyler Reddick.
Wow, that feels crazy to me. I don't know that I'm driving that.
The only reason is he was coming so fast. There's no way. Well, I guess
everyone else just going that slow.
Either Reddick or the spotter for Truex, because he should have probably said 3 wide.
Oh, for sure.
And he didn't. Yeah. I mean, Truex isn't going to see him coming 3 cars away.
Well, what's crazy is at the end of the race, I saw an interview with Truex that you just slapped the camera. You're animated. You're animated. There you go. There we go.
Whoops.
It's a professional outfit. Nope, it's still too far.
It's pretty small.
Centered on the screen.
Centered on the screen. Oh, wait. This way.
There you go. Perfect. That's dead on. Perfect. No, so I saw an interview with Truex afterwards, and he had no idea what had even happened. Like, he just didn't know. So apparently, he, even at the end of the race, wasn't aware that he was the bottom of 3.
Yeah.
So he's like, wait, why would I be at fault? And the guy's like, well, you kind of like cleared yourself into the other cars. And he goes, oh, I didn't know they were there.
So they were there.
Yeah, that's a miss on the spot. Yeah, 100%.
I had said before that I thought it was kind of on Truex, but I mean, I think it speaks to a bigger problem where the non-playoff guys are racing the playoff guys like they're like back markers, like they're racing them so hard. Yeah, you know, we saw who was it? Corey LaJoie almost wrecked Denny Hamlin.
I was okay with that one.
I was going to say, are we complaining about that?
No, not at all. In just the wholeness of it. Like, I mean, we just saw the playoff guys getting raced. I mean, harder than I ever remember anyways.
It seems like it's ramping up even more, because even like you had the Phoenix thing last year where, like, you know, Ross like dang near wrecked Blaney like twice at the end of that race trying to throw blocks and
I believe
stuff.
at that point that he was called the arrow blocking mother effer.
He did. And that's, hey, someone's got to have that title. You know what I mean? It might as well be Ross. We love him, though.
You know, I'm about it.
So I guess I think they're racing them hard, and but I also think that whole gentleman's agreement that everybody used to abide by is like out the door.
Oh, it's gone.
Like at the same time, they're racing to win, and you're racing for points. So
the Mark Martin era is gone, for sure, 100%. Which I hate.
With Martin Truex, it's officially dead.
Yeah, he was the last one.
He was the last one.
And even he's wrecking half the field. So,
well, not on purpose, though.
He's accidentally wrecking half the field.
Yeah, just like Corey LaJoie every other week.
Well, that's true. I saw he finished top 15. That was impressive. I was shocked by that, because I thought he was running like 30th all race, but I saw he finished like P14. So that was
he did
kind of surprising.
Where did you say he was running? On average,
I thought he was like 25th.
25th was about.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah.
So you chalk that up to pit strategy.
Fuel mileage. Yeah.
It would have had to have been, or maybe he had like a really good last run.
He did pit before the
right, because he was running fourth, right?
Yeah, I think he was running fourth and then he pit.
So, I'll be honest, I dozed off at the end of the race.
Well, he probably just, the fact he made.
I was so tired on Sunday, I couldn't do it. I'm like, nah, it's nap time. Yeah. I tried.
Well,
I was trying to in the middle of the race, and then everybody started screaming about Reddick flipping. I was like,
yeah.
What the hell's going on?
See, that's when I tuned out.
Oh, yeah.
Reddick flipped. They're like, Reddick flipped. I'm like, pan over. Where the hell did Brad end up at? He ended up in the garage.
Yeah. In the 12 is where he ended up.
That's the 12.
Yeah. Which, shout out again to whoever builds these toe links in these next gens. They must be made out of toothpicks. Because, like, the 12 car, I'm telling you, the 12 car brushed the wall. Not hit the wall, not, like, careened into the wall, brushed the wall, and broke both rear toe links. And I'm like, this car just sucks. It's just
maybe
trash.
Blaney just likes getting his rear blown out, you know?
Apparently. I mean, it was that kind of weekend for him.
I was always trying to figure out, you know, what's up with that Blaney family.
Whatever cheating they put in the
Corn
22
picking
fuel
mother
tank, they
truckers,
should have
you know
put in
what I
the
mean?
12. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so we're a little bit divided on the race, but I don't really care about that. How about Logano? So it was like 15 to go, and I said, "Oh my God, Joey's going to win this race."
I know, I was not happy about it.
And
I was not happy.
And then what's even funnier is your boy gave it to him.
So I'm really curious. I want to hear you guys' take on this because I'm a biased party. Well, Jake, I kind of already know what your take is. Got to listen to your podcast today.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what I guess mostly
I
Dave.
have calmed down since Sunday.
Oh, that's good. It's been a couple days. Things are cool. Because I'm a biased party, so I guess I'm probably not a good judge.
So what is your opinion?
He was drafting with the 22, but he was never interfering with the 20 or the 99, so I didn't have an issue with it. And that was kind of where I landed.
He did not block once.
No.
However.
No, I disagree. Last corner, Joey goes low, 12 goes high. Obviously, the aero block can take the lane from where the 20 had been running, which was the higher lane in 3 and 4. So he did throw a little bit. I don't think it made any difference to the result of the race, but there was one aero block. But that was
the problem is, though, like, where else
if your
does he
boy
go?
Suarez takes out 15 cars a race, and you're going to about
There's the first cuss.
a corner aero block on the last lap. So
Suarez ain't my boy. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not what I see. I see your biasm.
Your bias.
You transsexual.
Oh my gosh! Sorry,
Whoa.
I'm trying to mark down
Here
the
we
time
go.
for one, and we get more
You
coming
better
in.
start marking.
Drop it like it's hot, girl.
No, I didn't have a part. I mean, I did a little bit in the podcast. I just think it's interesting because we haven't really seen this yet, you know, where somebody was arrow pushing a teammate drafting style to help them save fuel. So, I mean, that's what Penske does. I mean, they do teammate stuff better than anybody else until it's last lap at Daytona 500. Then it all falls apart.
And Austin Cindric sucks a big D word. God, I hate that
You're not
guy.
wrong. I hate him too. I thought you were going to go after Joey because how many Daytona 500s has Joey Logano cost Brad Keselowski? Like multiple.
Probably, yeah.
They're pretty
probably
even,
more than
though.
you can count on one hand, probably.
Seeing the fact that Brad wrecked 28 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad does hold the record.
The Plowmaster 500 coming on through.
Although one could blame that on the 22.
Yeah, but here's the problem. We have proof. Remember when Brad said at Daytona in practice he's not going to lift anymore? After I think William Byron or somebody wrecked him, like 5-6 years ago.
Well, in his defense,
No lifting, never going to lift.
In his defense, it worked.
We knew. We had
They
a
made
warning.
it.
He was one red hair fiber away from winning the damn race. God, I hate that guy.
I know. I'm still bitter about the one that Cindric stole from Blaney. Just run him in the wall. That's fine. Just your teammate. No big deal.
That was so egregious.
And so
I hated that.
I think that's my biggest beef with the Penske thing is Ryan is so freaking nice because you had the Cindric thing. You had Atlanta this year where Blaney had the better car coming and he easily could have won that race, but he stayed behind the 22. And then, of course, you had yesterday. And, like, he is never going to get repayment from any of his teammates. Do you think Austin Cindric and Joey Logano are ever going to do one thing to help Ryan Blaney? No.
I think in the next
0% chance.
2 weeks, I think Joey Logano will.
Maybe. But he's such a douche. Like, I just don't see Joey doing it. Like, I can't, you know what I mean?
I don't either.
In his defense,
Logano
the
is
reason he
selfish.
looks like such
Yeah.
a douche is hair plugs.
I mean, the hair plugs are not
It does
helping
not
the douche
help.
look.
I mean,
I do agree
whoever
with that.
gave him
Like,
that free hair plug should take it like, we don't want you to be our ambassador anymore.
Stop telling people.
You're the
Don't
first
tell
time
people.
I've ever seen anybody look bad with a full head of hair. Oh, my God.
Hey, you want to fix that? Joey Logano has too much hair. Austin Cindric has not enough. They just need to share.
He does look like, you know what I call Austin Cindric? I call him the gay Harry Potter. That's right. The gay Harry Potter.
That is true.
You would have thought Harry Potter couldn't get any gayer. I mean, he couldn't even land Hermione. He let the ginger win.
And then, and then Austin Cindric's like, I got you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gayer than you.
I got you.
Welcome to the Racing Addicts podcast, where
he might be.
Politics
honestly.
don't matter, and neither do your feelings.
Have we ever seen him with a female? Just saying. Austin Cindric might be batting for the other team.
No, I have.
You have?
I had to tap back into the...
Okay.
Oh, wait, that was his mom. Never mind. I've seen him with a female. However, I hope he's with men over her.
Oh my gosh!
I have no follow up on the list. At all. Yeah.
Truex, Elliott, Reddick, Keselowski, Blaney incident. We already kind of talked about that.
We did kind of talk about that.
How about Dinger coming in hot on the Xfinity race, screaming? His post race interviews are better than anything for me.
They're fantastic.
I mean,
he's like 10 out of 10.
It's like he's running like the WWE.
Yeah.
Like he comes out,
we're gonna win the championship.
Yeah.
It was a really good race too. Like I know we say this every week, but like they were so on edge that entire race, the Xfinity cars, like especially restarts you're watching, like everyone hanging that right rear. Mm-hmm. Oh, such a good race. I love the Xfinity series. That is just
perfect.
Premier stock car racing. But I was team Ryan Sieg. I was really rooting for Ryan Sieg at the end of that race.
Yeah, I wanted him to win so bad. Man. Overdue. Been so close.
I know. And
he
if it
keeps
wasn't
overdriving himself out of wins.
Well, and if it wasn't for freaking Sammy Smith, I think which that's also on the list, I think he was going to get there. I really do. Without that bullcrap caution with 8 to go, I think Ryan Sieg was going to win that race. But he just couldn't. Like AJ was so good on restarts, and Ryan just wasn't. And I think that's the biggest thing that hurt them.
Bush. We got the mountains.
It's what's for dinner.
We call that a liquid ham sandwich.
I don't know. You watched the Xfinity race, right? Or was I the only one that watched it? Am I the only one really passionate about the Xfinity series?
You are very passionate.
No.
And I think I watched it.
It was like 4 days ago.
Yeah, like I honestly, this whole midweek stuff, I got to start taking notes. Saturday.
Well, you waited till Tuesday for Mitch, and then he bailed on us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Cotton picking mother trucker.
Wasn't Mitch's fault. Clarification.
Well, he was loyal to his family.
I watched, but I really didn't. I saw it, but I didn't listen. I was watching college football. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty tuned in. There was a bunch of good games.
There was a bunch of good
in
games.
the afternoon. That made it tough. So we had it on in the background.
How about
we had
Texas?
Multiple TV setups. So, how about Texas? Welcome to the SEC, baby.
Sorry, I have no opinions. I didn't watch it.
That's how I feel about USC too.
Ranks.
You what?
So I said that's how I feel about USC coming to the Big Ten too.
Oh,
and Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of.
Throw that one on the list.
I don't know. I did say cotton picking. I feel like that is not a generally used slang.
I think that's fair. I think that's
fair.
Yeah. It didn't offend me.
That does not mean anything. All right,
but it was a good race. Did you guys see the Sammy Smith incident or what? It just made me mad. It made me really. It reminded me of Carson Hocevar, and that's why it was driving me nuts. With 8 to go, he's coming down the backstretch apparently with no voltage. He's on the apron. He literally pulls onto the racing surface, like above the yellow white line, and then stops to draw the caution. The second the caution comes out, his car gains voltage again, and then he takes off and goes to pit road. And it ruined what was going to be an amazing race to the finish. And like it was just so it was so fake, and it just it ticked me off. And I feel like it had to be mentioned. And it's stupid.
It's kind of like that.
It was very Carson
Hocevar. 12th man on the field play from.
We were talking about it last week, weren't it?
Yeah. It's kind of like that defense. It's like wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, from what I saw on Twitter and stuff, it seems like most everybody's in agreement that like it was pretty obvious like what was going on. So, but I don't know. This seems to have been around for a little while. It seems like you get a handful of these a year where somebody obviously draws a caution. I mean, Is it part of the game, or the NASCAR going to do something about it? Can they prove it? Like, what are we going to do?
Well, they had Kip Childress on DBC. This is the advantage to recording in the middle of the week, is they had Kip Childress on DBC, and they were talking about this because like Freddie immediately was like, well, yeah, this was 100% intentional, like without question. And Kip agreed, and he said what they do in the Cars Tour, which I didn't realize this, if you stop to bring out a caution, it's like an automatic 2-lap penalty.
3-lap.
Oh, that's right. It was more. Yeah. Because they're like, that way, regardless of whether it's intentional or not, because if it's real, like, who cares? If it's real, 3 laps isn't a big deal.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah. But then that way, like, if anyone's trying to pull something, it's going to impact them. And I feel like that might be the play. Like, that's a good rule. I feel like I like that.
Why would we want to use Cars Tour rules? They make sense.
Well, that's true.
Actually, while we're on this topic, were there any NASCAR blunders last weekend?
So I feel like we might have to update the board. It feels like a good weekend unless I'm missing something. I don't think NASCAR officiating screwed anything up this weekend. I don't know. Am I missing something? I feel like it was a good weekend.
When they get 1 week in a row, you guys should shoot confetti off in the room because, like, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, well, hang on a second. I got to turn around, but I can't because I'm corded.
We already did this twice where we forgot we recorded and walked off. There we go. The board, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the board's falling over.
Well, it's Wednesday,
but momentarily the board will be getting updated. 1.5.
It's Wednesday.
1.5.
They made it this far.
I mean,
and one would say they couldn't mess anything up midweek, but they've proven they can.
Well, when was it that they did ask for a continuance after they gave the teams 2 hours to sign a charter? Because that was pretty stupid. But I think that was more than a week and a half ago.
That was more than a week and a half ago.
All right, we're good then. The tally stands.
I'm going to check Twitter real quick just to confirm.
Yeah.
Let me check Twitter.
Something may have happened since we started the podcast. We should probably verify that nothing crazy has gone down.
So moving on from the Cup NASCAR Series, or the Xfinity Series, we're going to talk about the Cars Tour and the Smart Mods and their season-ending race in North Wilkesboro. 2 champions for Cars Tours are Caden Honeycutt and Lightning McQueen, even though you put his real name on there. And Mitch was down at the race, so he was supposed to be here, so he was supposed to lead this segment.
But
he didn't show up.
But then he bailed on us because he doesn't love us. Yeah. I think that's
because he has the commitment of a liberal woman pregnant.
Oh, my God.
Woo!
We're just nothing like alienating our listeners.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll clip this and send it to us.
Hail Trump!
Actually, it's funny you say that. I actually went to go see Ron DeSantis, our governor, today for a special press conference we got invited to on this particular topic.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
How'd that go?
It was actually pretty cool.
Dude, your governor's a freaking rock star. I love Ron DeSantis. Dude. He's the GOAT.
He had to tell it was like a standing ovation. There's probably 200 people in the room. They're all clapping, whatever. And he probably had to tell everybody to sit down like 3 or 4 times because everybody's just so excited to see him. It was pretty interesting. He had big supporters there. It was pretty fun.
Well, what I loved is when that hurricane hit Florida first before it went and hit Asheville. And they ended up sending resources from Florida up to Asheville because DeSantis was like, we're good. We got everything covered. We figured we could help them out.
My buddy was the resource.
Really? That's awesome.
He rode out the storm in Tampa. He's like, his car was in the Novacar or the whatever their baseball, wherever the Rays play. It was like in the stadium, or not the Rays.
That's wild.
And
yeah, that stadium that had the roof torn off.
Yeah, so they got moved out of there, and then like right after the storm hit, they were there for like a day, and they're like, "Oh, they're sending us up north." Wow,
that's crazy.
Then he went to Canada.
See, I mean, he's that good that his level of preparation is for his state and North Carolina.
Yeah.
He's that good?
No, it's top notch. I'll give you an example. So like around here, like where I live is kind of out in the country. We're not near any hospitals, schools, anything like that. So if we lose power, which we always do during a hurricane, we don't get it back for like 10, 12 days. And they did so much tree trimming and prep to get things away from power lines. We actually never lost power, and we were a Category 3 hurricane, which was insane.
Dude, that is insane.
And then everybody I knew had power back within 2 days, which is like, I mean, insane.
Dude,
absolutely insane.
If Pennsylvania got hit with a Category 3 hurricane, we'd be down for like 6 months. Our state is so poorly run and managed, it's ridiculous.
We get 5 inches of rain and we lose power for 3 days.
Exactly.
Legitimately.
Yeah. We get what's left over of your
like,
hurricane,
I literally felt
and
like
we're out of power longer.
I felt like I was in like The Walking Dead driving around trying to find gas. Because 3 gas stations from my house still did not have power. Got to go to the next one.
Yeah. Do you guys know how Florida do hurricanes? How Floridians do hurricanes? So
nothing.
A tropical storm to like a 2, like a tropical storm to a 2. You're going to a liquor store, beer store. You're gonna have a party. It's gonna be a great time. You're gonna have a couple days off work. It's all gonna be good. Might have to pick up some little tree branches. No big deal. A 3, you're a little concerned, but nobody takes it seriously. So it's like a 4. Nobody evacuates unless you live immediately on the coast. Like it's like, hey, we're gonna party.
What's
and we're
wild?
gonna pick up tree branches and drink and party. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, what's wild is so we have a bunch of friends now in Florida, which is really cool. So like I have a buddy in Lakeland. We have you guys in Orlando-ish, and then we also have one of our other podcast buddies lives in Sarasota. So like I was texting all 3 of you guys like during that to be like, hey, how are things? What's going on? Well, Nolan, who lives in Sarasota, did nothing. He's like sitting on his front porch watching the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, you're a Floridian. Like you're in. When you're sitting on your front porch, yeah, it's ridiculous.
We didn't board any windows. We didn't do anything. The last thing we did, we had everything. Like we bought a little bit of food, filled up our gas cans, and I had my wife make a run to the liquor store.
Do you flex seal your windows?
Absolutely not.
You spray foam them.
Honestly, we weren't worried at all until we saw because it was coming from Tampa towards Orlando, so we were kind of keeping an eye on Tampa. Like if it gets bad in Tampa, then we know we might need to be a little concerned. But it was all fine. Everything's fine. And then we're like, oh wow, the Tropicana roof got tore off. Like, might need to.
this might actually be real.
But no, we had no damage. My gate, I have an automatic gate. It got destroyed, but other than that, it's fine. I had a buddy of mine came out, an aluminum welder, and fixed it up. So
automatic gate,
$100.
What kind of?
Yeah, bro.
These are bougie people.
My lord.
That's why David had kids. That's his automatic gate.
Yeah.
Hey, you open that gate.
I do believe they call it a gate. Yeah. Where I come from.
Yeah, that's right. All right, I'm gonna write that time down.
So, looking forward, so dirt track racing is kind of out of the loop right now. Not doing much of it.
Yeah, we had some local stuff, but nothing really.
Nothing worth mentioning, he says. Sorry about all the winners.
I don't really follow dirt. It's pretty much over, right?
Yeah,
from what I've seen, it seems like it's pretty much over.
It closes down for like
stuff.
3 months-ish.
Yeah, the high limits are completely done.
It's less than
the
NASCAR,
Outlaws. I think have one more event. Yeah. That's it. So it's not much. The Outlaws' final championship whatever race is the same weekend as the NASCAR championship race, which just ticks me off. Like I wish they would wait one more week and make it its own. I don't know. It feels like it'd be worth doing its own thing.
So we're looking.
So they take off multiple weeks before the championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there might be 1 or 2 in, but I know there's not many events left for the World of Outlaws.
Yeah, their schedule makes more sense than the truck series, at least, but that's about it.
Well, that's yeah.
Well, I'd say the thing I can't stand about IndyCar, you run, your opening race, and then you're gone for a month. Like,
yeah, I don't like it. I mean, you could be the truck series where your playoff starts in July, so
Yeah.
The truck series.
It's just stupid. It makes
like
zero sense
already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we only race 3 more times in the next 6 months.
Exactly.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
I don't know.
Shift some stuff towards the back. Like, come on
now. All right. So looking at the finishing order, I just want to give a quick shout out to the driver of the 51 Ford, Corey LaJoy. He outran every single Spire car.
Ooh. Where did Haley end up? Because he was running really well at one point, but then he disappeared.
Ended up at 17th behind Zane Smith, and Wreck Your Car. It was 23rd.
Is that Carson Wreck Your Car?
Carson Wreck Your Car.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
I figured that's where we were going there.
And hopefully not the future of RFK, Ryan Preece. Which, God, please, God.
I gotta know, why are y'all so down on that?
I feel like he is the 6th best available driver.
That's kind of where I'm at, especially because Zane Smith might be out of a ride now too.
I love his passion. Like, It's really all it is. I love his passion. I just think he's like the 6th best available driver.
So here's my argument. The 41 hasn't been good since Kurt Busch left.
I don't know that they've had a good driver since Kurt Busch, though. Like,
well, I think Cole
what if Ryan Preece is secretly really good, but he's been in a terrible car?
Then I will eat my drawers on this show in 1 year.
All right, I'm clipping this right here. This is
eat my
happen.
drawers. A fresh pair, though, not the ones I'm wearing. And edible. I'll get. So my wife bought me edible drawers.
Wow.
Should I stop the story at that?
Yeah, I don't need to know anymore. I already know more than I need.
Please.
Hold on.
Licorice flavored. Cherry licorice flavored.
Your wife bought you edible drawers. That's the
she
part
eats
that's
them
weird.
off me, baby.
I'm out.
This is all lies. I'm not going to lie. That was a lie.
No, it was the way you set up that statement is what made me laugh so hard. Because I was like, wait. Hold on. Your wife bought you edible drawers. It's like,
you do know I'll eat my drawers is the perfect like little clip for your intro for next season.
I'll eat my drawers.
Yeah, this is definitely getting clipped.
It'll get edited quite a bit.
Yeah. Do you remember, was it NASCAR Chasm that was like, I'll eat toothpaste or something like that? And then he had to do it. So this is that equivalent.
I hope if next year Ryan Preece is in an RFK car and he runs well, I will straight up, we'll make a video. We'll TikTok it.
Sounds good. I marked down. I am clipping it as soon as we're done so that we have that in the archive ready to go. But I'm not holding my breath. I think Ryan Preece is going to run 25th in an RFK car. So my only Preece beef is if you suck, don't make the highlight reel. Like, this is my biggest beef with John Hunter Nemechek, too. If you're going to run 35th every week, at least don't wreck. Like, you can't run like 35th and be the last caution of the race every week. That's my beef. And that's my Ryan Preece beef. Yeah. Like, if you're going to run 25th, just finish that's it. So.
All right, looking into news and rumors coming up for this silly season. One thing that is still on the bubble is FRM and 23XI's lawsuit. How much is this going to affect, like, if they don't get given that revision to keep their charter? This is going to be kind of interesting.
Well, here's the even crazier part, and Jake knows a lot about this too, so he can probably speak into areas that I mess up. But so as of now, they do not have charters for next year for the 23, the 45, the 38, and the 34. So they will be unchartered cars as of now. The other issue is both of those teams were in line to buy an SHR charter. That purchase has to be approved by NASCAR, which right now is not willing to approve it because of the lawsuit. So what else that means is that there's potentially 2 charters on the table for purchase. And it also means that the more than likely Riley Herbst, Zane Smith landing spot might be gone. So there's like a whole, from what I'm understanding, unless I'm understanding wrong,
there's a whole
Jake,
domino effect here.
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff potentially coming out of this. And like, I mean, we're talking about potentially a 2-year lawsuit. So like, we don't even know like to do like what even happens in 2025. It's kind of crazy. So I was dissecting a lot of this week. Matt Weaver has been killing it. I mean, he always does, but he's been posting a lot of good stuff on Twitter about this that I've been kind of following to keep updated. But that's just like, I just didn't even think about the whole Riley Herbst, because that was the rumored 2311 driver. And then Zane Smith was the rumored FRM driver. And it sounds like both of them might be screwed for next year. I don't know. So it'd be interesting to follow.
How much could it lower the price of these charters?
Well, I think that's the big thing, right? So if the value becomes so low that it can Haas factory, can they come up with a strategy to run the cars for another year and hope that the value will go back up to where they can capitalize double money? I would say my guess, they're probably selling for close to 40 now based off of a couple things I've heard. We know for sure RFK has one. We know for sure Trackhouse.
Right.
Well, let me take it back. We know for sure RFK is running a third car. Sounds like they're going to lease from Rick Ware Racing. So if they can make a deal for 20 instead of 40, that may, RFK may. It actually sounds like Brad Keselowski, based on some interviews, that he may be pursuing a 4th charter as well.
If the price is right, why not, right?
Yeah, if you can get it low. But at the same time, this is where it comes down to Gene Haas, who's as the teardown, Jordan Bianchi and Jeff Gluck have said, he's an eccentric billionaire. Does he care if he can get 20 million and just get down to cars, 2 cars, 1 car, whatever's more manageable versus, trying to run a 4-car team now last minute. I mean, they probably, if I was to guess, also from what I've heard from, we have a friend who's in RFK. It sounds like Haas factory doesn't have the manpower anymore. People are already committed and signed contracts to go to other organizations. So you'd have to somehow buy people back or hire more people, which means they're probably going to run absolutely terrible. It's just, there's a lot up in the air. I could see maybe Haas factory maybe trying to retain one more and maybe you get more people to stay, but it's tough. Or maybe some charters go on the market for a lot less because there's less there's more supply than there is demand.
Yeah.
And then maybe your RFKs, your track houses or whoever can capitalize and grow their team.
My question is, why would you go back to Haas? I mean, hey, I know you just got a new job, but come back for 1 more year.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. Yeah. It's nobody's going there.
I think you would have to retain people that haven't yet left. I think that's your only option.
Which if they haven't left by now, they're not very good.
And that's unfortunately.
That's fair point.
Yeah.
I mean, I know on the record, they've already said they're maintaining a car. So obviously I'm sure there's some rollover of staff that's staying. But yeah, is that enough staff to do 2 cars?
So in my line of work, there are a lot more electricians in the world than there are NASCAR technicians, right?
A few.
A bajillion. I still get calls monthly with job offers.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I can't imagine how these, the Rodney Childers of the world, they got to get offers nonstop. And now that he's available, somebody hit a home run to him, Spire, and he ain't going back for no money.
No.
Yeah. Lots of it coming.
I think to touch on something you said about the teams running open, what's really interesting is NASCAR's legal defense has twisted, or I should say probably more accurately, used a bunch of their own words against them. So there's the whole injunction where the teams are saying, hey, we want to sue for an injunction and be able to run with charters next year. NASCAR came back with their defense and saying, well, why do you need charters when you said you're going to run open anyways?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interesting things where, to me, it's shifted to where all of a sudden NASCAR is looking very strong in this case. So as far as the overall decision and everything, it'll all depend on what the jurors decide and what the courts decide or whatever. But I'm starting to think this injunction is not going to go through, just because the counter case that NASCAR is presenting is well, you said you're gonna be here anyway, so obviously the charters don't mean that much, which is obviously we all know that's not the case. 2311 and Front Row is using that as a means to show that they're committed to NASCAR or whatever. It's super interesting. But what I think, listening to what I've heard a little bit, it really sounds like Front Row Motorsports, they could probably only make it about half or 3/4 of the season without a charter. It doesn't sound like they can make it the whole season. So 2311 with billionaire Michael Jordan fronting the bill, they could probably go, a decade without charters. You know what I mean? Whatever.
He makes enough money every year off his shoe sales still to the state to pay for all the racing teams he wants.
Well, and let's be honest, Denny Hamlin's probably a billionaire at this point too. So there is a little bit of FU money at 2311, which I think might float them a lot longer. But you're right. 2311 is FRM does not have as much of that at all. So. No.
And Bob Jenkins, who's the owner, he does have money. He's not, but at the end of the day, his main squeeze, his main source of revenue is Taco Bell, Long John Silver's, and KFC's. Right. At a certain point, you cannot bleed those, revenue streams, right? Tens of millions of dollars to run NASCAR. It's just the only way would be if NASCAR, they said they're going to plan on running 32 charter teams, and they plan on increasing open car purse money. So the only way really that they could try to do it and hold out is if the open car purse money is enough.
It's substantial
to make a difference. But then the other thing too, like if we get a South or not South Point, who's Brandon? Oh man, I forgot his last name. The 62 car, the South Point car. If they run the 500, if Jimmy runs the 500, if Travis Pastrana comes again and runs the 5, I mean, you could easily have a handful of these guys miss the Daytona 500, and that's the biggest.
Lost him.
I lost his audio.
Can you hear us? Because we can't hear you.
We just lost you for some reason, but.
Wow, Jake, that was a very inquisitive thought.
It was a very inquisitive thought.
Until it wasn't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we got you. Now you're back.
There we go. No, my Wi-Fi is acting crazy. My phone is reconnected to it, but yeah.
And,
so
and that's what's wild. Like, and I don't know. I mean, really, the only play that 23 and FRM have is the fact that they probably won't show up at the Clash or the All-Star race. But like, how much does that impact NASCAR?
Do you really care?
Yeah, and that's what I'm not sure about because like
honestly, I could go for a few less cars at the All-Star race.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
For real. For real.
We don't need that many.
Okay.
Now the crazy part,
honestly, like ticket sales and viewers, does Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Mike McDowell, Todd Gillen, do they move the needle on ticket sales? They don't. Not really.
No, I mean, I think Bubba Wallace, honestly, is probably your biggest one to move. Yeah, I feel like he's probably your biggest needle mover with ticket sales. But as much as I love Todd Gillen,
arguably the most booed fan at the race, or the most booed driver by the fans at the race.
Oh yeah, they're passionate, man. It's just like Denny Hamlin.
Yeah,
it's what was the Dale Earnhardt thing? As long as they're booing or cheering, I don't care. They're making noise. It's kind of the same.
Yeah.
So
basically,
there you go.
And Noah Gragson. Yeah, so Noah Gragson and Todd Gillen. Yeah, because I don't think either of them are probably. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I don't feel like this has a good ending. I just, both sides have gotten really, really bad, really quick.
It is definitely taken more and more steps towards the lawsuit. It's just getting nastier and nastier. The language being used by both sides is getting much worse.
Well, and to top it off, obviously these two are the two teams that were fighting the most during contract negotiations, right? Everybody else took what they had to, or these two. So obviously they were fighting long enough. So that this lawsuit is just like the cherry on top. It's not like this popped up and now they're fighting. They've been fighting over this for 3 years.
Right.
And now they're like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. I think to me, the biggest thing, motorsports is so interesting because you show me a race team that makes money, I'll show you a race team that doesn't win.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to win, if you want to go fast, it's like the same thing like Denny Hamlin or any other people have talked about. Like they reduced the motor budgets down. They shrink the horsepower. They just literally took that money and put it over here.
What?
Yeah.
Like we saved $300,000 on motors. Let's put it into aero or sim. Like race team, not race team, racers spend every dollar they have to go fast, to go faster. So you're never going to save the race teams.
Well, yeah. And not only that point kind of ruined it for me, like ruined the lawsuit for me too, because, everybody's so competitive. Like you said, if you're winning, you're not making money, because if you're winning, that means you're taking all of your extra profit and putting it back in. So yeah, if you only make 3%, that's because that's all you pay taxes on. You made more money, you put it into R&D, you put it into this and this and this, and that's why you're better. The big names are still making good money. Point. But
which podcast was it that talked about that? It was such a good point that why would you collect revenue if you could just reinvest it in the team and pay no taxes?
Then I mean, so obviously they're not making money, because if they were, they'd be paying taxes on it when they could make more money by winning. Look at RFK. They're making enough money. They want to go to 4 charters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're bringing money in.
Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan have a salary that they collect as owners of the company. And I wonder if that factored into how much money is a race team making.
Yeah.
If Michael Jordan's collecting $1 million a year salary, Denny Hamlin's collecting a $250,000, $500,000 a year salary as owner, CEO.
Well, a lot of times
whatever their
how they
title
word is they word it like a loan
profit sharing?
payback.
Oh, yeah.
It's a return on investment, where it's not really, they're not making money, they're being paid back. And when you consistently put all this money in, they just pay you back what you can.
Right.
So you're still not making money.
Yeah. I think that's the problem with motorsports, because, like we've all heard, like racers have a disease. Like they just want to race and they want to be the fastest one. Until you somehow get rid of that, you're never going to stop the spending problem.
Well, I think the only way to do it is to have people.
Go ahead.
The only way to do it is to have people like Michael Jordan start buying over, because look at how about like the Jets, the Pirates. You go to different sports. You look at they don't put their money into the players, so they aren't very good. Then you look at the Phillies and the Yankees, and you look at because there's no cap in baseball, so you're as good as you want it. Well, you're as good as you want to be. That's why they can go out, and the Dodgers last year spent what'd they spend? Like $750 million on 2 players.
Sounds like the Yankees, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
On 2 players.
That's
Why?
nuts.
Because they want to be the best.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to complain about their bottom line? Nope.
Yeah, I think too, for motorsports, F1 is a good example of, you give them a spending cap, and what happens? People are getting their wrists slapped all the time for breaking the spending cap or spending money in a gray area. That's just motorsports is just wired different than other sports. You are rewarded for playing in the gray area. And there's a lot of gray area with motorsports.
That's why they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
I think 2311 and Front Row needs to figure out how to do business to business like all these other companies do, like Hendrick Motorsports and, Joe Gibbs Racing. There's a ton of business to business. You need to figure out how to do that to where you can make money. You race for fun, you race because you love it, but it helps your other business ventures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somehow Michael Jordan, how do you take the Jordan brand? How do you elevate the Jordan brand by having it on the car every week? Something
that's
along
why
those
they
lines.
do it. That's where all his investment goes to. It's on a sponsorship.
Yeah.
They get a lot of views this week on that Jordan car.
Oh, yeah. They should have put a logo on the bottom of the car. It would have clips everywhere.
I still can't believe it drove away.
That
was my favorite part. I was like, holy crap, he's in the pit box.
I know.
He could flip his car and race.
You know what's sad? Blaney spun getting back to his pit stop because of the broken freaking toe legs, but Reddick was able to drive safely to his pit stall. I'm like, this stupid car. What a piece of crap. Yeah. Flip, all good. Brush the wall? Nah. All the toe legs are broken.
All
of them. No, I
have
think,
no toes. You have no links.
I think
watching that replay, he had 3 toe links broken. I'm like, how did you drive back?
I don't even get it. Yeah.
It's like, you ever see those little scooters that have the 2 wheels that are omnidirectional? Neither of them are fixed, so they just spin freely, and it's like a skateboard.
Oh yeah, sounds like the shopping carts at half these grocery stores too.
Get started on those.
No, I think the biggest thing that 2311 and FRM are going to try to push, as far as what they're spending versus what they're making, is the fact that this car has not delivered what it was promised at all. Teams are spending more money on the Gen 7 than they did on the Gen 6 because all of these parts are lasting a week. I got to talk to a couple people that these diffusers, it doesn't it could be Kyle Larson that led 3/4 of the race, no damage, never even got near another car except when he was lapping it. That diffuser still is only good for one race.
Yeah.
Because of the build quality and the design of the car. And even Brad made the comment that he goes, we let a lot of employees go because we weren't fabricating parts anymore, but our parts bill is 3 times higher than what it was during Gen 6. We're spending so much money on freaking parts. And the fact that NASCAR is deciding the parts and getting a cut of it, and they own the parts apparently too, which is the dumbest. That's a whole other, that's infuriating. I think that's going to be the biggest case that 2311 and FRM can make, where it's kind of because I get it too. You can't, I never want to hear the whole cost savings conversation again, because teams are going to spend the money, and I'm just sick of hearing it. But I think their biggest ground is NASCAR set these parameters for the sandbox, and it sucks. And I think that's the biggest argument. And I think this car needs to go. But that's my advocation every week. So this is nothing new.
We all know my idea to fix everything. The Tour Series.
Dale Jr.?
Dale Jr.
Yeah. I mean, do you think this lawsuit could end in like a NASCAR split?
Sorry, the Cup Tour.
Like a kart IndyCar split? Do you think that's even possible?
Not at this point. No way.
I don't think so either.
Too many teams signed the charters. That ship has sailed.
That's true. Yeah,
but maybe in 7 years or whenever this thing, whenever this thing renews or it expires, whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it. But yeah, I think we're good for the next 7 years, unless you want to count 2311 and Front Row Motorsports starting their own division.
Yeah, which unfortunately they don't have enough ground to stand on. But like, it's just interesting. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't like it. I don't think it ends well. And I've been really disappointed at how NASCAR's handled themselves. I really have. And I find that I don't agree with everything Denny says, because I think there's certain things where you agreed to the rules to be in NASCAR, so you can't really whine about it. But there's a lot of issues. Like when I learned a lot of the details with this charter agreement, there's a lot of the issues I have, like massive issues. So it's justified, and that's what's so hard about it.
WWDRD. You know what I mean?
What would Dale do?
What would Dave Ramsey do?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he wouldn't be in NASCAR. That's for sure.
You know what's amazing? How long have we been doing this podcast? I just found out that I can do this. Look at your screen. Ready?
What screen am I looking at? Oh, yeah. I know.
I can move the notes.
You can. I know.
I feel left out.
Sorry.
So I've had to rely on Alex to move my notes on this monitor for 3 years now. And I just realized if I click right here, I can move the notes myself because I have master control of all the computers right there, right?
David has finally learned the Apple screen share. It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have a dedicated iMac just for recording and for like Zoom, like you're coming through in that iMac. And then he has his own iMac, and then I have my MacBook. And so we just kind of screen share into that iMac to control it. So it's a good day.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
We need a little more technology here. We're kind of primitive on the technology side.
We have out-technologized ourselves. Here's the thing. How often do you guys have technical difficulties?
Not that often. As long as we have internet, we're okay.
See, we have technical difficulties 7 times a night before the podcast. Alex goes, oh, why'd I do that? Oh,
I know.
Oh, that's what I
No, the best one was I tied off my headphones to the this was really funny. David was laughing at me. So I tied off my headphone tag to the arm of the chair. That way it wouldn't like pull out of my ears while we're talking. Well, I forgot I did it. And I was like, I got to fix this light. And I just got up and took off and brought the chair with me.
You'll stay here.
At the cost of my ears, I brought the chair with me to fix the light. So, yeah, that hurt. That was not fun. So that was the dumbest thing I did tonight.
Which is honestly not bad.
Still a good night. I mean, really, I've done worse.
Yeah.
We've definitely had worse nights. So
looking forward to Homestead Miami Speedway.
Wow, we went down a long rabbit trail there on the lawsuit, didn't we?
You did.
We really did.
I'm trying to wrap it up. It's like bedtime.
I mean, there's a lot to it. You know, it's pretty complex and a lot of news the last week.
Yeah. No, but you got to sign it in 45 minutes. So I hope you learn enough.
And I hate to break it to you. A lot of these NASCAR guys are rednecks. We read slow.
You heard the dialect?
2 hours is not enough.
2 hours. Look, I'm at 15 minutes a page, brother. Okay.
I got through the title page.
And that was an elementary book. That wasn't even.
Wait a second. There ain't even no pictures. I don't even know the last time I read a book with no pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Sorry I interrupted you. We are going to Homestead though, which I'm very excited for.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Christopher Bell. I'm going to go out of the way and just say my name.
Man.
Because I think he's so mad.
Oh, he got so robbed last week, and
so
he was
robbed.
just. Yeah.
And I think if all is right in the world and God loves NASCAR like we know he does, Christopher Bell's going to win.
Man, it's a great take. Jake, who would you pick for? We take picks every week, but who would you pick for this weekend?
I'm kind of leaning on Seabell too. I mean, he won there last year. Obviously, mile and a half speed was insane yesterday. I'm sorry, not yesterday, Sunday. I'm leaning on Seabell too. Him or Reddick, gotta be one of them too.
Yeah, they're both
top group
on fire.
We know that's going to be in
running, or Larson. They're gonna, whoever wins, they're gonna be running like 3/8 of an inch off the wall.
Yeah, I think my biggest fear right now is I don't know that I trust Reddick to like not wreck it. Like it feels like every week he's doing
Reddick.
something to step.
Should we give him a sign?
We might have to give him a sign here soon.
Wait, for what it's worth, Larson finished 34th last year.
Oh, do you remember this race last year when he almost hit the 12? He careened into the tire barriers because he overcooked pit entry. Yeah.
Yeah. So. There was a lot of playoff driver drama on pit road.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to like what we saw last week. Man, maybe we'll see it again this week. Pressure's on,
Well, I'm excited for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. It's so weird because none of us had Joey Logano last week. So
One would
like
say I am here for the speed.
Here for the speed.
Like we should name a podcast after that.
Did you like that? That was a plug.
I would say I'm a racing addict.
You might as well call yourself a receptacle because I just plugged you.
It's good, as always. So I don't know. I got to be different. So I took Kyle Larson last week, but I'm leaning towards Larson. I feel like he's going to have to show up this week. I'm going to take Larson this week and Blaney next week at Martinsville.
You know what? I just realized we did not cover.
I think those are solid.
We got to cover one thing before we get off here.
Oh, we did not forget.
And I need to figure out where it is.
Should I stall a little bit while you're doing this? It'll be interesting. And honestly, Homestead is a race that this car actually does not suck at. So I think it's going to be good. I think the whole weekend's going to be good. And we have all 3 series this weekend, by the way. We got the trucks in one of their rare playoff races that's actually when the rest of the world is running playoffs. And then Xfinity, the Supreme Stock Car Racing Series, and then we have the second tier Premier Stock Car Series.
It's a doubleheader on Saturday too.
Yeah, the way it should be. I like that. Although they do have lights, I keep forgetting the lights actually are pretty cool. So
we keep forgetting to point out that Ryan Blaney is -47 to the cut line. How do we feel about that, Alex?
I think he's must win at this point. Honestly, I don't see him pointing in because. Unless like some crazy stuff happens the next 2 weeks and he finishes second like both weeks, I think he's got to win a race.
Here's my bet. It's going to come down to Homestead, and it'll be Hamlin or Blaney for a must win at Martinsville, and that'll be your championship right there.
I mean, that's super likely. That and honestly, those two. Well, I mean, it was last year they ran 1-2, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, it makes sense. 2 strongest cars. The 12 is just bad fast on flat tracks right now. Like, I am big on the 12 right now. If it comes to
Penske's fast. I mean, because we had who was it? Cindric won at Gateway, right?
Yeah.
So,
and Blaney should have won that race, but he ran out of fuel. Yeah, on the last freaking lap.
Penske's got something. If Blaney makes it to the championship 4, he's the guy. Like he has him or Logano. Yeah. Now Logano has 2 weeks just to prepare. Yeah, like Logano this week and next week, all he's going to do is run setups and practice and qualifying to help Blaney. That's all he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so it'll come down to if Blaney can make it, it'll be a Penske championship lockup. Like it has to be, unless something goes catastrophically wrong.
You would think. Well, and that's the only part that I wonder is like last year, Blaney was the only Ford. In the, I know he was the only Penske car in the round of 8, but I think he was even the only Ford in the round of 8.
Wasn't he the only non-Hendrick car in the?
No, he was the only Ford because it was Bell, Blaney, Larson, right?
Yeah,
am I right? Larson
and Byron in the final
Chastain.
4. Yeah. Oh,
that was the year before.
No. Sorry, not Chastain. Chastain just won. Yeah. Byron.
So he got all the attention from not only his team but his manufacturer, and now it's being split between him and Logano. So that's the only thing I'm wondering, but. I mean, Penske in the fall at Phoenix is just like unbeatable. Like they're just unbeatable. So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's a Penske win for sure.
I think anybody but the 22, dude. Like my heart cannot take a Joey Logano championship when he's freaking like 18th in points or whatever he is. I just can't.
I can't. I can't either. And then like this rhetoric of he wins and even years. Like I'm over it.
I can't do it.
It's happened twice, and like it's just like what everybody talks about. Like I can't. Like I'm done.
Well, he needs to be
I'll
buying
settle
lottery
for
tickets.
he makes it to the round of 4 on even years. That's fine, but not this. He wins on even years. I cannot handle Joey Logano winning every other year. It's too much.
Too much. Can't handle it.
Yeah. Luckiest freaking guy in the world. Blaney can't catch a break to save his freaking life, but Logano can't, literally Logano can't lose. He gets knocked out of the playoffs, and then they're like, the 48's underweight.
Yeah.
Like,
what about the Nashville win? 5 overtimes.
Jeez.
Golly. He was so bad, he ran in the back, mid-pack, and was able to save fuel because he's in dirty air the whole time, and that somehow saves him enough fuel to win. Like, oh, my God.
It's infuriating. And, and then it's that was his only win in the regular season, and then he wanted Atlanta. I mean, he did a good job at Atlanta, but,
no,
Blaney
that was a straight-up win.
But Blaney pushed him to the win. Like, if there would have been any other car in front of the 12 on the last lap at Atlanta, Blaney would have won that race for sure.
That's where he's never going to get it back.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. It just feels like how many times can one guy get lucky? And then we finally, what sucked is last week before the DQ, we had the top 8 cars in points as the top 8 drivers in the playoffs. And now it's we have the top 7 and then the 15th. I think he's the 15th. I think I got that number wrong earlier.
But, I think he's 15th. Yeah.
So
he's 18th average finish, 15th in regular season points.
That's where the 18 came from. I knew there was an 18 somewhere in my head. Yeah. So
his average finish this year is 18.5 or something like that. It's egregious, disgusting.
Yeah, it's anybody. I would be more excited to see Denny Hamlin win the championship than I would Joey Logano. And
I wouldn't go that far.
I agree.
Oh,
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Oh, I don't. Because at least Denny deserves it. I don't like Denny, but at least I don't know.
He's a deserving, pretty much everybody in the top, I should say the round of 8, everybody there is the deserving champion for the way they've run this year, except for Denny Hamlin. And I would say even if Alex Bowman did make it in, yes, season long, no, he's not a deserving champion. But the last 10 races, the last,
100%.
handful of race, the sample size, he's been running phenomenal. It's like him and Byron have flipped. But yeah, the thing I don't like about the Joey Logano potential championship is just delegitimizes this championship in NASCAR even more.
Yeah.
And I saw some people today talking about it's a March Madness, kind of like event. The underdog can win. I'm like, it's not the same. It's not the same. In March Madness, you gotta go round after round after round after round after round after round, beating the best guys one-on-one. This is 3 of the best guys on Sunday got wrecked and one flipped. It's like back when I think it was 2009 when the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I remember
went to the
that.
playoffs 8 and 9 or something like that.
Joey Logano is Eli Manning. Is that what you're saying?
That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To me, I was talking, Matt still hasn't given me any relief on this. I was like, this is like you're going to the semifinal round. There's 4 teams left, whatever. And the whole starting lineup got in a car crash on the way there. And now you're playing all second string. And that's how you advance to the semifinal. Do they deserve it?
What kind of racist operation is this? They got this they got the first team in one car and the second team in another?
Easy now.
Easy. He's like, I'm not even touching that crap. No,
you can have that.
Yeah. No, I think we're all in agreement, and it's just, I just don't want to see it.
I mean, I do want to say, because I didn't give this fair due on our podcast this week, Joey Logano and Paul Wolfe absolutely deserved to win the race on Sunday. They outsmarted everybody. They figured it out. They absolutely deserve to win that race. Should that punch them to the Final Four? I don't personally think it should, but that's the format. Hate the game, not the players. It is what it is.
Luckiest guy in the world. That's all I'm saying. Joey Logano, luckiest guy in the world.
Not really. He's the only person I've ever seen get hair plugs and look worse. So I don't know if we can call that lucky.
Oh my God.
So good.
All right. Well, that about wraps up. I think, Alex, are we officially going live Thursday?
Yes, we're going to do Racing Addicts live Thursday morning.
The Thursday morning fix for all of our addicts. Fix,
I believe at 9 a.m. Is that our game plan?
9
Are we sticking with 9? Lock it down.
Pat them arms, babies. Get ready for the fix.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
For everybody listening, not watching, I was smacking my arm.
Yeah. Just to clarify. Not my rear end.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying, Jake?
Why would you
I'm just a little sad you guys aren't coming to Homestead with us.
I know. Dude,
I mean, it was last minute, but
listen, if
at least I have a legitimate excuse. I have work. Alex is just having a kid.
I know we're in the zone where I'm not allowed to leave South Central Pennsylvania. Like we're it could be
we're
one
getting
of those.
down to single digits here soon.
I know, it's wild, but like Homestead is on my radar, and if they get the championship race in 2026, I will for sure be there that weekend. I will make it work.
Yeah,
because that
Phoenix has it again next year, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, they can have it.
Gross.
They can have it.
Hey, it's one more year that Blaney can win it because he's like, I think he's
Lights out at
statistically the
Phoenix.
best car at Phoenix. So hey, I'll take it. But
I will
the
say,
race
if you've
sucks.
never been, it's a fun race to go to at Phoenix. It was pretty. Me and my wife went a couple years ago. It was a good time. But watching at home, I don't want to see it there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Thursday morning, 9 a.m., join us on YouTube Live. If you have
www.youtube.the Racing Addicts Pod.
it should, I believe that is correct.
Is that what it is?
If not, type us into your search bar and it'll pop right up.
Pop right up.
If you have any questions, send them in. We'd love to hear from you. But we're probably just going to midweek rant, which honestly is going to be, I mean, it's 2 days from now, so it's not going to be that
We
much
have to come up
different.
with things to talk about.
We are, because if we didn't record so stinking late, you know.
Jeez, we could be talking about the 8 car. Quick Team Todd shout out melody. How you doing?
Jeez. So they're trying to name my kid Todd. That's what the Team Todd thing is about.
Team Todd.
Yeah. For those playing at home. So
I mean, I'm just saying that TB is a very iconic initials.
hey, Todd Gilliland's a great driver.
Tom Brady.
You should do it.
TB.
Is that his middle name?
Do you
too?
not know your last
Gilliland?
name?
Oh no, I went a different way. Sorry.
You went the
Yeah.
whole way.
Sorry.
What was that, Jake?
Oh, he's drinking his
So are
whiskey.
you gonna
Hold
name?
on.
Sorry, his middle name Gilliland. Gilliland.
It could be. Todd
Hey.
Gilliland.
Gilliland Beitzel. It's a mouthful.
That's a poor kid. Yeah, no, I won't do that to him. Won't do that to him.
We're gonna name him Donald Reagan Beitzel.
Now I'm in. America, we are the champs. Let's land this plane.
Let's land it. Have a wonderful week. It was nice. Thanks for being on, Jake, filling in for our co-host that was missing.
Here for the Speed Podcast.
Big shout out to Here for the Speed. If you haven't tuned into them, they're mediocre like us.
Yeah, they ran about as much as we do. It's all good.
It's actually kind of funny because it is like an alternate universe.
I will.
It
say,
really is.
Our
They say
group
some of the
text
dumbest
message.
I've ever heard in my entire life, and I think, wow, I would have said that.
It is
There
scary.
was something you
how
said
similar
earlier.
they are
Oh
to us.
no, the fact that y'all play music. I'm like, this confirms the theory that there
Oh, yeah,
is
I have a
some
room just
kind
like
of
that in my house.
alternate universe in Pennsylvania. There has to be.
It is.
So I put a music room in my house. So I used to have like 6 rooms of music, of like instruments and equipment and all this other stuff. And we started having kids, and I had to start getting rid of stuff. So then I just bought trailers to put it all in, and then I had to use those for other stuff. So I made a deal with my wife that I would get rid of anything I couldn't put in the music room. And we designated one music room, and that was 2 years ago. And now I only have one drum set that doesn't fit in that room that I refuse to get rid of. And
You shouldn't get rid of it.
I can't get rid of it because I can't fit the acoustic drum set in the room with. So I got like I got a 412 Marshall bass cab, a 410 bass cab, 412 half stack. I got a whole light truss. I got drum set. I got
And your kids love it. That's
Allen
the
and
sell.
Heath
That's the
24.
sell.
I got a Q24.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I gave you that.
I have no room on my wall left for more guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that problem too.
No,
I see it.
we remodeled our basement, and it was totally empty. We're like, let's just make a giant, just wide open. We took every single wall out, all 1,800 square feet of it, and we just made a giant room. We have the podcast over there. That's where we do that.
Nice.
Got the racing simulator.
Oh,
Couple amps in the.
I
Couple
want
amp
to
cabs
build
in
a
the back.
simulator. That looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty good. It's got the VR and everything. It's all connected to my computer, so it's pretty good, pretty fun. VR is the only way to race in iRacing. I won't do anything else.
Can I do
I have to
that?
do Mitch,
Yeah,
Mitch
man,
just
y'all
does it
need
on
to
a
come down and
monitor.
hang
What do
out.
you use? What do you use for VR?
Right now, I have the Quest. The Quest 2, I think. I can't remember.
I have
One
a
of the
Quest 2.
1 or 2.
I have a
think.
Quest 2.
I could
use that. I wouldn't even have to buy screens. Then I'm just buying a wheel.
Yeah.
And pedals.
Yep, that's it. It's incredible. I after I did it the first time, I refused to do anything else. It's the most immersive thing. It's the craziest thing. I'll run a race and I'll have like that, and I got the base shakers on the bottom of it.
Oh yeah.
And so like you have all the stuff, and then I'll run like an hour, 2 hour race, whatever it is at Talladega, and I'll be done, and my knuckles will be hurting from holding onto the wheel because you're 3 wide for 100 laps or whatever, and I'll just be sweating from wearing the VR. Like,
wow.
I come upstairs like, man, I gotta take a shower before
you're walking out of the
out.
race with the old Dale Earnhardt Sr. goggle bars.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
That's the next thing. I've been looking for a helmet that I can incorporate the VR into it. That way,
I don't sweat enough.
That's right.
Then the next setup, I want to get the hydraulics for the movement. So that's the next. But that's big money. That's big stupid money.
Yeah,
you gotta have big money.
Yeah, we don't have that money. No.
Bay TJ has.
I don't have that money yet either.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is we need to go to Florida and check out this rig.
Yeah,
it's probably
100%. What you need to do is come down to Florida for the Daytona 500. We'll hang out here for a few days, party it up, and then head down for the racetrack.
So here's the problem with that for me. In order for me to go to Florida in February, I have to also take a wife, 2 daughters, and put them up in a Disney suite and pay for them to go to the park. So
that's fine. My wife and her mom, they all love Disney. My wife's mom works at Disney. Like,
can she give me some discounted tickets?
Oh, probably. We can make this happen.
You need to hook me up because I got like a problem solved. I spend like $20,000 a year at Disney.
No, I thought racing was expensive, so I started like going to Disney.
Yeah,
racing's cheap in comparison.
You ever spend $37 on fries that don't have cheese?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Terrible.
As un-American.
No, I worked for Disney for a year, and I had like the executive level VIP passes. Yeah, it was. When we have time, I'll tell you all about it. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, it works. So maybe we need to do Daytona 500. That'd be fun. If not, you guys should still come to Rockingham. Just saying. Saying. You got time to think about it.
I think we're done.
Nice.
I think next year on the docket we have Daytona for sure, both spring and summer. And then me and Matt are thinking about going to Talladega. We'll see.
Oh, cool.
Thinking about we wanted to do Talladega one time while we still have some youth in us.
Some youth in us.
So we're not the creepy old guy in the corner watching.
Well, David,
I've been that guy for a while now.
Yeah, I was going to say. You're for sure doing Coke 600 next year, right? I think you've got that locked.
Yes.
We are TBD, but I'm mostly locked in for Rockingham, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to go. The problem is with us is Matt's wife, Matt's daughter, and me and Matt's mother-in-law, because we married sisters. All the birthdays are all around the same time. It's like that week falls like right in the middle of a bunch of things happening.
What's that, 9 months after their dad's birthday?
We're trying to make it work, but we're coming against some opposition.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they're already like, well, you take 2 weeks off in February. What about us? And we're like,
You're like, it's April. That was 2 months ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
These people
we'll see. We're trying to
selfishness.
We've done it the last couple of years. We're going to try to do it again this year, which is camp the full 12 days in February for the 500. We're going to try to do it again. It's fun.
If I leave that long again, Mike's going to kill me.
Yeah, that's true. You can't do that.
Mike's my number one guy at work, and he doesn't take any vacation time. And I'm the owner of the company, and I believe in vacations. So,
yeah, you should take a vacation.
Oh,
you should do it.
I'm going to the beach this weekend.
Third Sunday in February sounds amazing.
I'm going to the beach this weekend, brother.
Well, if we go, it's going to rain, so the race will be Monday. So,
yeah, I mean, you should definitely plan on that. When I put my PTO requests, and I always put in Monday.
Always put in Monday.
We did exactly the same thing. Yeah, Mitch ran his PTO to Wednesday. That way we had time to drive back on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So thank God we did, because that's when we drove home. It was Tuesday. So
yeah, what's funny is my boss. He's cool. I just started with this company I'm working at now for about a year. I put it in, but I only put it in through Sunday. I was planning on coming to work on Monday. But he's a cool dude, and he's a race fan. He likes racing. He likes NASCAR. So I called him on Sunday afternoon after they called the race till Monday. I was like, man, I'm really sick. And he just laughed, bro. He just laughed.
He knew.
He was like, yeah, I saw the news. He's like, I'll see you Tuesday.
I'll see you Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Smart man. Smart man.
I'm saying, as soon as they called that Xfinity race to run at night, we just started cracking drinks, man. Like, it's it. It's over. We're not driving home.
We're done.
Dude,
all right. I gotta land this plane.
Cold.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
It's like midnight.
Yeah.
Not really, but it feels like it.
This is midnight for us because we're old.
Yes. But so thank you so much for joining us, Jake. Alex, it's been a pleasure.
Always, my friend.
We'll catch you.
Thank you for the invite, man. Love y'all.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys.
You too. Happy to have you, man.
Next week, it may be. Actually, we'll be back Thursday. So check
we'll
us out
see you in
Thursday
2
morning.
days. 2 days.
In 2 days, and then
potentially one day by the time you hear this.
Yeah. Well, depending on.
What are you guys going live on YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna go live on YouTube Thursday at 9 a.m.
YouTube / the Racing Addicts Pod.
Put them notifications on.
Yeah,
I'll
click
try to
on
watch. As long as
notifications.
work's not too
Subscribe.
crazy, I'll
Yeah.
try to watch.
Subscribe. I forget which side. It's one of these sides right here.
Right here. Ooh.
Clip.
Wee-oo. Wee-oo. Have a good one.
Go 12.
Brad Kozlowski.